A climate event on campuses raises questions about whether USC is meeting its sustainability goals. Find out what students think.
A new metro stop is in the works in Los Angeles. We'll show you where.
And Juju Watkins sets another record in her final game of the season. A look at her impact on women's basketball coming up.
Annenberg TV News is next.
The Arts and Climate Collective's annual festival celebrates sustainability on campus. But what does this sustainability actually look like at USC? Hi, I'm Makayla Idelburg.
I'm Hanah Abualhaj. Students at the festival spoke to USC's commitment to sustainability, but not all agreed with the university's efforts. USC is kicking off Earth Month with the Arts and Climate Collective annual festival. The event features art and project showcases, workshops, and free food. Student organizers set up booths around the event, which helps them gain more attraction to other groups.
Campus level, they're making progress fast for what I expect from a university, but should happen faster, should happen more, especially with the kind of money that this university is throwing around. I know even in my own experience the architecture school, it took years for us to convince them that we don't need to print everything. It took even longer for them to give us a comprehensive setup for printing, so then we're not wasting paper on literally daily basis.
Movement towards sustainability is easier than someone thinks. It's a smaller step, and any little thing can help in a big way.
In last week's State of the University address, President Carol Folt emphasized the importance of sustainability to the university. USC has taken many steps towards sustainability by instituting projects like the Sustainability Hub, compost bins, and Assignment Earth. But while some students believe that bigger steps need to be taken, many say that events like the one today are a step in the right direction.
I think with any policy issue, the more you can have it be driven by stories of individual people doing individual things to contribute to the discussion, that makes it easier for people to relate to it.
Combining it with the narrative of sustainability and with people around it that care so much is super important. Bringing attention to specific groups of people that haven't maybe had the best platform to express themselves, because everyone knows climate change is a big deal, but focusing on people and relationships that might actually lead to some sort of change, even minuscule, is really nice.
Students can expect to see the Earth Month celebrations continue with many more events and speakers to come. Students near the Gateway Apartments were on edge last night after hearing police helicopters overhead. None of them received a Trojan Alert. Reporter Corinne Smith went to DPS to find out what it takes for the department to send an alert to the USC community.
Campus was as busy as ever this morning, but just last night, some students were on alert when they heard of a possible active shooter near Figueroa and 30th. They sent text messages that read, "Are you okay? Yes, there were reports of an active shooter." Many wondered why there was no alert from DPS.
By the time we got the facts, the person was in custody, and the situation concluded.
Carlisle says LAPD responded to reports of an armed suspect and DPS was notified. Trojan alerts are issued at the discretion of the department to over 200,000 people with a USC email for ongoing threats.
There are not written guidelines. I would say the basic justification for issuing a Trojan's alert is what is in the best interest of student safety. And last night, as I said, the situation had concluded before we had an opportunity to make the decision to issue an alert. Had it been a prolonged situation, police officers blocking off entrances to streets and alleyways as we pursue a suspect, then we would put out something along the lines of a police activity. If there was danger, stay inside.
Carlisle says crime alerts are different. They explain an incident, suspect description, and safety tips. The most common incidents are noise and scooter thefts.
So that doesn't have the urgency that a Trojan's alert, which is get it done as soon as you can. The crime alerts, we can take a little more time, gather more facts, and distribute that through an email.
But many students say they hear of incidents through word of mouth or the Citizen app.
It was just a little concerning because I'm deaf, so I can't really hear anything at night. So I had no idea what's going on. And also my apartment is kind of close to Figueroa Street, so I don't know. I just thought that was a little concerning.
I look at the emails every time they send one because I do want to know what's going on, but because it tends to come so late, like a day to multiple days after, I feel like it's just not very helpful to us.
DPS says active incidents are communicated to campus ambassadors, known as Yellow Jackets, stationed 24/7 around the campus area. For Annenberg.
Moving on from campus news, welcome back to a look around LA, where we take a look at what's happening across the city of Angels. The LA County Public Health Service is distributing 60,000 free gun safety locks, no questions asked. The gun safety locks will be offered at these 6 hospitals across the county, including the Los Angeles General and Harbor UCLA medical centers. Locks will also be available later this year at LA County Public Libraries. And after heavy rains pummeled Southern California this weekend, officials are asking the public to avoid all Los Angeles County beaches due to high levels of bacteria. Officials warn that people who enter the ocean could become ill. The warnings will remain in effect until tomorrow morning. Moving on to transportation, today LA Metro finished tunneling a new 9-mile extension called the D Line. When completed, it will run from Wilshire and Western to the Veteran Affairs Medical Center in Westwood.
Well, as we all know, traffic is a problem in Los Angeles County. We do not necessarily believe that the D-Line extension will solve the traffic problems for Los Angeles County. However, it will provide better mobility options and better transit options for Los Angeles County residents. So really we're talking about connecting people all the way from downtown Los Angeles to the west side and providing better access to jobs, opportunity, housing, et cetera, et cetera.
As you can see, 7 new stations will be added along the railway as construction continues. The plan is to connect downtown LA with the second largest job center, the West Side region. Officials hope the D-Line will motivate Angelenos to use public transportation now that its convenience is extended.
It'll be a wonderful opportunity, especially for as we're welcoming the Measure HLA that was just passed. There will be even more investment in transportation infrastructure, so getting people out of their cars and onto trains, onto buses, onto bikes and scooters safely all around the region. I'm really excited to see what our transportation future will be here.
The Wilshire and Fairfax station will be open in 2025 along with 2 other stops. Total construction is not expected to end until 2027. But that's it for tonight's look around LA.
Voters in 4 states, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Wisconsin, hit the polls today for primary elections. There was supposed to be a 5th state, Delaware. Its primary was canceled because both races were uncontested. The majority of today's elections are taking place on the East Coast, Connecticut, New York, and Rhode Island. Democrats usually have the edge in all 3 states. None of the 3 have gone Republican in the general election for 3 decades. Wisconsin is the 4th state that voted today. The state went to Trump in 2016 and Biden in 2020. East Coast voting polls are expected to close at 8 p.m. in New York and 9 p.m. in Connecticut and Rhode Island. Wisconsin, which is on Central Time, ends at 8 p.m. There is a concern about protest voting against President Biden. Progressive students and pro-Palestinian groups are urging Democrats to vote uncommitted.
In other news, the university announced today that tennis legend Billie Jean King will be serving the keynote address at Annenberg's commencement ceremony in May.
Girls can play Little League now. I think there is so much more opportunity today. It's fantastic. The more you know about history, the more you know about yourself. And more importantly, though, it helps you shape the future.
King is credited with popularizing women's tennis and is one of the most decorated players in sports history. In her 24-year career, King won 33 Grand Slam titles and famously defeated Bobby Riggs in the Battle of the Sexes, a turning point for gender equality in professional sports. In the announcement Tuesday morning, Annenberg Dean Willow Bay said, quote, Billie Jean King has used the power of sports and her towering accomplishments as an athlete not simply to reflect culture, but to shape it. In doing so, she has revealed a profound understanding of the power of communication as an essential catalyst for change. Billie Jean King will speak on May 10th at 11 a.m. in McCarthy Quad.
The USC Women's Basketball team ended its record-setting season after a devastating loss to UConn. Reporter Clera Rodriguez shows us how superstar Juju Watkins was still able to shine in the team's final game.
Juju Watkins was a bright star on a dark night for her team. She made history at the USC basketball game last night against the University of Connecticut in Portland, Oregon. Even though the Trojans lost the game to UConn, the 18-year-old basketball player became the all-time leading scorer among freshman players in the history of the NCAA's Division I.
It's definitely an honor. I mean, of course, the record is great, but just the moments that I've got to spend with this team have meant everything to me.
The women steamrolled their way to March Madness, advancing all the way to the Elite Eight. The last time USC made it to March Madness was almost 3 decades ago. Juju was the leading scorer all season.
I can't even imagine what she's going to accomplish in the next few years. To do what she did as a freshman with all those honors, All-American, Freshman of the Year, Pac-12 Freshman of the Week almost every week.
Juju breaks the record that was last held by freshman Tina Hutchinson from San Diego State all the way back in the early 1980s. But Juju has now surpassed it with a total of 920 points for the season. Juju is paving the way for women in sports.
I think that women's basketball has never been in a better spot. I think generally women's basketball is going through a period of sort of like a renaissance. And I think Juju Watkins is a big part of that and going to be a big part of that going forward.
I've always loved Juju. I've thought she's amazing and she's a great player. It's really cool to watch like a woman in sports like take that lead, especially who goes to USC. I think it's really cool, really empowering, especially as a freshman.
I actually met Juju earlier this season and I got to take a picture with her, so that was really fun too.
For Juju, coming up short just adds a lot more fuel to the fire for the next couple of years. For Annenberg Media, I'm Clera Rodriguez.
Highway 1 in Big Sur continues to crumble after a series of storms. More on the road closure after the break.
A kickoff event on campus celebrated AAPI identifying students today. We'll take you there.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latina voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dímelo Ahora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo, we have it all.
Dímelo, we have it all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with Chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Kmart, Rite Aid, Ames, and Woolworth. Makes a great gift.
A solar eclipse will streak across America next Monday. Senwin Pareja is at Barnsdall Art Park overlooking Griffith Observatory, where astronomers will be watching the eclipse.
Get those extra special glasses ready. Griffith Observatory is only one of the many places you can view next Monday's solar eclipse. And while we're only going to be able to see half of the eclipse here in LA, experts still urge the public to be wary of where you buy your protective eyewear.
You do have to be very careful. There are specific glasses that have an ISO rating that is necessary to use them. So make sure you're getting it from a reputable source. So sometimes, getting them online can be a little bit on the fence. You don't really know. So do your research, make sure other people are getting them from there and they've used them before and they have that certification on there and it's approved.
Experts recommend that the public purchase eclipse glasses and handheld solar viewers, specially approved by the American Astronomical Astronomical Society. These devices comply with the ISO 12312-2 International Safety Standard for filters. While this year's solar eclipse will be a sight to see, specialists stress the consequences of viewing it unprotected.
Basically, if they offer no protection in the matter of seconds, the retina can be damaged and can cause non-reversible, generally, vision loss, although to some extent part of that may recover, depending on the severity. But if they offer partial protection, it may take longer to get to that point, more than a few seconds.
Approved eclipse glasses are available for purchase at Griffith Observatory's gift shop. Now, you see, all this talk about solar eclipses makes me think of the sun. And when I think of the sun, I think of the weather. That's right. Welcome back to Weather with a Winner with yours truly, Senwin Pareja. Taking a look at our current conditions. It's a nice, beautiful evening out here in LA and mostly clear skies. So what more could you ask for? But as always, let's see if that's going to continue throughout the rest of the week with our 5-day forecast. And there you go. On Friday, we do have a blip, but the rest of the week, it's like the weather knew there's going to be a solar eclipse next week. On Wednesday, we're starting with a high of 76 and a low of 51 with mostly clear skies, going into Thursday with partly sunny skies and dropping down our high to a 62. And then on Friday, we have rain. We have a 30% chance and possible thunderstorms in the afternoon. Going into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we're back with those mostly clear skies with highs of 63 and 65. So there you have it, Trojans. It's going to be a sunny, or shall I say, solar week for the weather. And make sure you stay safe when you're viewing that eclipse.
Thanks, Senwin. You look awesome with those glasses. Make sure you stay protected. But anyways, a stretch of Highway 1 near Big Sur remains closed today. Over the weekend, more than 1,500 people were stranded when a section of the freeway fell into the ocean. The hit from Saturday's storm weakened part of the one in that area. State transit officers were forced to block off a section. Caltrans Public Information Officer Kevin Drabinsky explains how it all happened.
And what has happened since long before the roadway was built is it's been a geologically active zone, and that water on the slopes makes the earth heavier and lubricates it. And especially at this time of year, we see water percolating through the dirt as the dirt dries out. And we often see movement in the springtime of this nature in terms of rock slide or mudslides or this slip out, which we believe was.
Freeway 1, known as Pacific Coast Highway in Southern California, runs almost the entire coastline. When it collapsed, no vehicles fell off the cliff and no one was injured. Transit officials haven't given a date on when the road will be restored, but until then, travelers will have to find alternative routes to travel.
Up next, find out what USC's next steps are following Andy Enfield's departure. USC's dream season comes to an end after an Elite Eight showdown with UConn. And USC baseball heads down to San Diego to take on USD.
Bonjour, je suis le grand musique.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking, and no, these children aren't French, they're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly become their favorite TV show and teaches children the same way they learned English. Learning another language becomes fun. You'll be amazed when your children begin speaking and understanding their new language from the very first day through this unique method. The entire course, 4 videos, 2 audio cassettes, the activity book, and the Parent's Guide and Answer book is available in French, Spanish, Italian, or German.
To order, use your credit card and call this number. We'll ship and charge you $28.08 a month for 6 months. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call 1-800-424-0700.
Okay, this stuff is really amazing. I mean, I put it in my mouth and I taste watermelon, but it's not just that. I taste strawberry too, but it's kind of like a watermelon-y strawberry put together. Hey, hang on. Sorry about that. And the bubbles are really awesome. I mean, that's why they call it Max, I guess, obviously. That sort of makes sense once you think about it. Oh, I'm Dan, and that's Chuck. Hubba Max. A whole new kind of bubble. Hey!
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. I'm Adia, Clarke.
And I'm Ajose-Nixon. Yesterday, the 1-seeded USC women's basketball team fell at the hands of 3-seed UConn in the Elite Eight. The loss marked the end of a historic season for the program, one which head coach Lindsey Gottlieb hopes the basketball world remembers.
I really want to credit UConn. I mean, they earned their way to a Final Four. I don't think we gave it to them. I think they earned it. What we did this year was incredibly unique and something I won't ever forget. And I think this team's legacy is forever entrenched in USC history, and I hope in women's basketball because it was unique what we did, and I'm very proud of that.
So, with UConn's win last night, the Final Four is set. We have UConn and Iowa, and then South Carolina and NC State on the other side. So, Adia, what matchup do you think we're going to get in the championship?
Yeah, I think we can both agree that it's definitely going to be Iowa and SC.
Yeah, I think let's start with the SC game. It's going to be a good matchup. NC State has been playing really well. Just took down Tennessee and then took down Stanford. So they're on a nice run. Obviously, they're in there in the men's side too. So big moment for their program. But I agree with you. I think SC gets it done. What do you like about SC?
I love that, they haven't lost a game this season. I love Dawn Staley. She has been an amazing coach. The players, they've definitely put up the points. And I think that they're definitely going to take it all the way.
Right. I think they'll win it all, but I think they'll have a tough matchup with Iowa in the championship. Definitely. We saw Clarke go nuclear last night against LSU in what was a fantastic game. But looking forward into the future, we saw some of that today earlier with the McDonald's All-American game on the women's side. The men will play later tonight. And for USC, the future is really bright as USC welcomes the nation's top recruiting class, which is led by 3 5-star recruits and 3 4-star recruits. The 3 5-stars were all McDonald's All-Americans. Wing Kennedy-Smith ranked 6th in the class. She's going to bring two-way versatility to Galen Center. Kaylee Heckel is a tough guard who likes to push the pace offensively, get into the paint. And then Avery Howell is another two-way talent that's coming to USC. She's really good from long range. With the group affectionately dubbed the Nerds departing, it will be up to Juju and the freshmen next year to build on this team's success and chase the program's first title since the 80s.
Speaking of the Trojans' future, as we know, the USC men's basketball team is currently on the search for a new head coach. Today, it was announced that Arkansas head basketball coach Eric Musselman is set to interview at USC tomorrow. Musselman is the former head coach of the Sacramento Kings and Golden State Warriors. In his time at Arkansas, he took the Razorbacks to 2 Elite Eights and a Sweet 16 in just 5 years. Prior to Arkansas, Musselman led Nevada's men's basketball program to 3 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances and won the CBI championship in his first season. It is not just a new head coach in USC's men's basketball future. With the transfer portal and Andy Enfield's new position at SMU, there's also going to be a new starting lineup. Today, Trent Perry, a McDonald's All-American and one of USC's biggest recruits, decommitted from USC after the news of Enfield's departure. With 3 players out of eligibility and Kajani Wright, Osiah Sellers, and Kobe Johnson announcing their intention to enter the transfer portal, this leaves USC with at least 5 open scholarships heading into next season with Isaiah Collier and Bronny James. Today, USC baseball is set to play the University of San Diego at 6 p.m. USC is 20-5 all-time against USD, with the teams last playing in 2021. USD won the 2021 midweek matchup in Los Angeles, going 8-3. The Trojans' last win against USD was in 2008, when USC beat the then 17th-ranked Toreros 3-2 in San Diego. The Trojans hope to secure that win tonight.
And that's all for sports. I'm Ajose-Nixon.
And I'm Adia Clarke. Hanah, back to you.
A cultural event and more cultural eats up right after the break.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latina voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and Podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo, we have it all.
Dímelo, we have it all.
Want quality name brand carpet for less?
Call Empire and you can get quality carpet at the lowest price guaranteed. And no payments for 1 year.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
I've replaced your shoelaces with fruit by the foot.
So you did. I replaced your fingers with fruit by the foot.
Bravo. I've replaced your bones with fruit by the foot.
Indeed you have. I replaced your guitar strings with fruit by the foot.
Seems like a step backwards, but alright. I've replaced your DNA with fruit by the foot. That would be end game, my friend.
Fruit by the foot. Fruit-flavored snack.
April is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. The USC community kicked off this year's celebrations at Founders Park. President Folt hosted the event and invited students, staff, faculty, and guests to partake in the festivities. Guests perused art, tasted Japanese-style donuts, shared personal stories, and enjoyed musical and dance performances. AAPI Heritage Month is an annual celebration that commemorates the significant historical and cultural contributions by Asians and Pacific Islanders.
To me, AAPI means like having a community of people that have shared experiences with me on campus.
So we're really, honestly, just proud to share our culture because a lot of times Hawaiian culture is misappropriated and misunderstood.
There's like South Asian, East Asian, West Asian. So, you know, bringing out our South Asian culture to an AAPI event means even more.
Several upcoming events to celebrate AAPI month, including a screening of the film The Ito Sisters, An American Story on April 5th, a guided walking tour of the Great Wall of Los Angeles on April 13th, and the opening of the Science Fiction and East Asian exhibit at Doheny Library. For a full list of this month's events, visit calendar.usc.edu/AAPIHM. Speaking of spreading cultural awareness, Liv, what's cooking on Culture Bites this week?
Well, Hannah, I hope you like Thai food. Chef Kasim Pop wanted to spread the love of his cuisine beyond Thai Town. That's why he opened Farmhouse Thai in West Adams. That neighborhood is quickly becoming a dining destination, and it's here that he takes an innovative approach to a traditional Thai restaurant. But it's not just about the food. One server said the vibes are just as important as the flavor.
Farmhouse Kitchen comes from his grandparents' house, where he learned how to make all these dishes, these classic Thai dishes. And I think a lot of it also comes from him just wanting to have a fun family experience, which is what I usually tell the customers too. That's why the dishes are really big and flamboyant and fun. So not only is it Thai food, but I think it's a little bit of a mixture with just like a little bit of American food for sure, but also just a fun time.
From the decor to the creative drinks like this watermelon mocktail to the vibrant and colorful plates of food. When you come to Farmhouse Thai, you know you're going to enjoy yourself. The menu includes classics like samosas and pad thai and more innovative dishes like this succulent braised short rib and blue rice. The chef finishes each plate with fresh herbs, peppers, and edible flowers grown right here in their garden. So if you're looking to celebrate AAPI month, Farmhouse Thai is a delicious place to start. They offer a 3-course tasting lunch Monday through Friday, which is a great way to try a lot for a little. Or come by on the weekends for more of a party vibe.
Thanks, Liv, and thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Hanah Abualhaj.
And I'm Makayla Idelburg. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Thank you and good night.